Get into the weekend rundown. This segment is brought to you by Comments from the Peanut Gallery. You could follow us along at Comments from the Peanut Gallery on Instagram, at Peanut Podcast on Twitter. So taking a look at a couple of events this weekend, Josh, getting right into it from the top of it. We have Bellator 271 with obviously our guest from our last segment in Steve Mowry. But we have in the main event, we have one of the greatest female fighters of all time in Chris Cyborg taking on Sinead O'Connor. Or excuse me, Sinead Kavanaugh. Sinead O'Connor just had that rolling off the head. I was thinking Irish, the foggy dew, all that. But no, she's taking on Sinead Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, I mean, bro, she has the power to sit Cyborg down if Cyborg comes in reckless.
She does have that power, that ultimate equalizer. Cyborg's getting up there in age. I don't know. Do we smell an upset?
I mean, there's value in it. There's value in it if you're looking at placing action on that line there. But moving along down the card, you have in the co-main event, you have a very athletic big boy who can wrestle in Tyrell Fortune taking on
another athletic guy who is just an athlete overall, Litton Vassell.
Yep.
That is one for the books right there, guys. That's going to be a great fight.
Incredible matchup right there. We have Colorado's own and our friend of the show in Justin J. Train Gonzalez as he takes on Aaron Pico. Now, that's a matchup that if J-Train can take out Aaron Pico, J-Train is making a major statement with that performance.
That's a huge statement win. Pico is one of Bellator's guys that they're trying to push, and for all good reasons. He's an animal. So if J-Train can get past that test, whew, there he is.
I mean, J-Train isn't undefeated for no reason.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, just like you said, Pico is highly touted in that regard for a reason as well. We will see. It's going to be an incredible matchup there for those two featherweights. Our My Fit Foods guest of the week, like we say, Steve Mowry, he'll be taking on Rakim Cleveland. And of course, I got to show a little bit of simp love out there for Valerie Loretta. Just, one of the dimiest dimes in the entire game.
Easily 10 out of 10. But we also have LFA is going back to Cali. In Factory X Bantamweight, Askar will be on the card. Also, shout out to Jenna Bishop for making a quick turnaround.
Yeah, fought on the same card as you.
Yeah, so that's super fast. Man, how did I not get a fight that fast? Come
on. But yeah, so shout out to them getting down and dirty with it. Fury FC 53 is packed with 20 scheduled bouts scheduled to go down this Sunday in front of the UFC head honcho in Dana White. They're supposed to be recording an episode of his Looking for a Fight series. This fight is loaded with Colorado prospects.
Loaded.
We have guys like Georgie Martinez, Arut Pagosian. I'm really excited to see Arut fight. That kid has got some talent, man. You have Edwin Chavez. You have Austin Jones. You have the Russian concussion, Gino Shvedov, Markel Maderos. Contender Series vet Ty Flores, Courtney King, who also has fought Kayla Harrison in the past. You have Isaiah Torres. You have Mario Suazo, Ben Lugo, Arian Young, Jack Gerard, Angelo Trujillo over on the Western Slope. You have Daniel Rojas. You have Jason Mullen, and you also have Kyle Kingslayer Broadwater.
Now, guys, he just named a lot of names there, and you might have missed some, but definitely go and look at the names and look at this card because there is some high-level talent on this card when it comes to jiu-jitsu, boxing, striking. Check it out. It's going to be one for the books. You even have a former Bellator world champ, Dudu Dantes, on the card.
Yeah, former Bellator world champ Joe Warren fought him a couple of times. They traded some matchups back and forth, so it's crazy that you have a guy of that just veteran status that's going to be on this card out here this weekend in Denver. You have, like we say before, multiple Contender Series vets who won but didn't get the contract, including a guy who we've talked about on this show before in Mo Miller, and then you also have Joseph Holmes, who is a big boy coming out of Krause's camp.
Yeah. We also want to give a huge shout out to a couple fighters who finished their camps off in Denver in Roberta Payne Samad of Matt Brown's Immortal MMA and Trey Ogden of James Krause Glory MMA. They came down and trained with us for a couple days, weeks to get ready and acclimated for the fight this weekend. Cool people. Very cool people.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Trey Ogden, he'll be fighting for that championship in the main event there for for Fury in the lightweight division there. A big win in the lightweight division, capturing a title in front of Dana White.
Would be Huge.
That would be very huge in terms of him potentially being able to propel himself to the next level and getting that call. You also have Midwest Championship Fighting 17, the Veteran Salute Show going on out there in North Platte, Nebraska. They have a couple of Colorado boys out there scrapping, so shout out to the Peaceful Warrior, Caleb Crump, as well as Hammer Morton. Josh, quick fun little story out there about this card in North Platte, Nebraska. So take you back to spring of 2019, and this is relevant because Dustin Jacoby fought and won this last week on the UFC card. This was before Dustin had got his call back. This was going to be his return fight, getting back into MMA after recovering from the injuries, after finishing his run with Glory Kickboxing. Literally, as they were about to make the walk, Dustin's opponent falls down the stairs to the ramp of the cage, and his fight gets scrapped. Literally, as they were about to start walking to the fight.
Falls down the stairs.
Now, whether the fall was intentional or not, who knows? But I will say this, that was a big boy who fell all the way down them stairs.
I mean, some days walking into the gym, I would rather fall downstairs, get hit by a truck, ran over by a jet ski, rather than getting beat up by Dustin Jacoby. So I kind of understand where the guy's coming from.
Totally. And, Dustin has obviously made his way back into the UFC and has been on to bigger, better things from that night in North Platte, Nebraska. Stick around after the break, folks. Josh and I are going to cap the hour off by going 3 rounds. Hit us up on the Go Fast Energy Drink hotline and text line at 303-831-1340. I'm Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside Josh Fremd. This is the MMA Plug presented to you by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.
Yeah, little thick bitch, fine little mamacita. Always coolin' by the pool, drinking margaritas. Yeah, it's pippin' over here and we ain't trippin' over pesos. I know it's good now, but luego I can never show no love to a faker.